Speaking of these games to watch, these next two Seahawks games were not fun.
Jeebers. At all. Dude, not even the next two. Have you seen the rest of their schedule?
The last two, I mean, just like watching wise.
I was like, okay, yeah.
Well,
the Lions game was...
Our defense just...
Well, they were missing a lot. I don't
destroyed.
remember who was completely out, but I know that the Seahawks, they said that they were missing a lot of the secondary.
Oh, that's fair.
So I know that they're... And again, woulda, coulda, shoulda, doesn't matter. Next guy up. Like, you have to be willing to play. But it's like...
Also, Jared Goff was unreal.
The Lions are... We talked about this kind of going into the week. Who did you play first? Oh, yeah. Whoop-de-doo. You played a Miami team without a quarterback. You played Denver, and then you played New England.
Yeah.
Woo!
Nobody
Good
great.
job, guys. You guys have really done well. And I'm not trying to, you have to win those games, but I'm like...
Well, the Lions were the first team that was actually all
team.
together that they played. And it showed, honestly.
100%.
Because the offense was fine. I think they did really good. They put up more points than I expected. But the defense just crumbled for the most part.
And it was just one of those games where it was like you tried to play catch up the whole game that you just got exhausted. I don't remember, when I was watching it, I don't remember it being like a dominating Lions performance.
The one thing I do remember is DK fumbled. And that was a pretty crucial fumble. So they were, not that they were going to win the game, but they had like a little edge that they could have taken advantage of. But I think when he lost that fumble, it was like...
Yeah, it just kind of drained you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the biggest thing is obviously, I believe total yards, we dominated. I think we had 500 and something.
Yeah, we did. We had a lot going on.
We had a really good passing game. Gino had almost 400 yards.
Gino was just throwing the ball the entire game.
He was doing really well. We had time of possession.
516 to 389.
Yeah,
for yards.
Had it, and it was. I mean, penalties. We everything. I feel like we won. We just didn't put the ball in the end zone. That was our the fumble and the interception kind of just deflated everything.
We had really good offensive attack. It was kind of like the Chiefs game last night. I didn't watch a ton of it. But it was only 26 to 13.
Game. Yeah, it was painful.
But they had 450 yards of offense, but they just didn't score.
They couldn't punch it in the end zone.
So that was same kind of correlation here with fine on the offense, but once you get in that red zone, if you don't score, it doesn't matter.
It was an interesting. Kenneth Walker's first game back after he missed a game and a half basically. Yeah, he had 80 yards. He was fine. He did have 3 touchdowns. But they weren't really... They were
more in the
goal
red
line
zone.
punch-ins. Yeah, they weren't really anything special. But again, it was it's hard to look at it and be what went wrong? DK had 100 yards. Lockett had 60. Njigba has kind of really cooled off. The first 2 games, you could be oh, you were playing bad teams. Because he had over 100 yards both games, I believe.
Yeah, he's
hard.
He's also tough just because when you have weapons like DK and Lockett, it's hard to find. That third guy is always going to be hard to find consistently.
Yeah. So it's Gino, and that falls on Gino though, because you have to do a better job. Because he's good, he should be getting the ball. It also doesn't help that I think it was, I want to say it was last year he was in the top 10 for most drops.
I'm sure DK was too though.
He was.
So
that's a given. When you have hands the size of a freaking Sasquatch or whatever you want to call it, he's huge.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and it wasn't anything crazy. Gibbs had a really good game for them. Montgomery, and the running defense has not been good. The passing defense has been way better to me than the running defense. We keep giving up easily over 100 yards almost every game. Even this last week to the Giants. You tell me who this man is. Who is Tyrone? What's his name? Tyrone Taylor?
Oh, their running back?
Tyrone Tacey.
I've never heard of him ever.
Who is this? And why has he not played every game for them? Has he? I don't know. I've never heard of him.
I have literally no idea.
But, it's same type of thing. It wasn't like the Seahawks were bad against the Giants. It came
down to one. DK also fumbled again in a crucial moment. But the big thing was they were going to kick a field goal to tie the game. It gets blocked and returned for a touchdown.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do?
Sorry,
I love really watching Ryan Stanek just get a close here for the match. Go Mariners.
But that was extremely deflating.
Yeah, but again, DK was not there. Fair play to the Giants. The Giants out-coached McDonald's for the first... to me, the Lions game was not an out-coached game. It was, we did not finish...
We didn't execute when we should have.
We didn't finish the games
and
the plays and the drives. The Giants, in my opinion, I don't know who they're. I don't know. I don't follow them well enough.
Brian
to know.
Dable or Rabel?
Oh yeah, it is. That is who it is.
I can't think of his name right now. But
out coached McDonald, and you saw it for the first time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
they played very good. Daniel Jones has been the past 2.5 games has been.
He's been
really,
a lot better,
really
which is
good.
surprising because usually he's plays about as good as a high school quarterback.
Yeah,
so
he's usually not. But I mean, well, what was it? 2 years ago, he took him to the playoffs and was like in the top 10 MVP.
But do you know how much he's getting paid to play?
Yeah, he's not worth it. But again, it's also like you can't. When they paid him,
no, he
was
much
good,
better.
And he got injured, and now everyone's like, "Oh yeah, he's terrible."
Yeah, Brian Dable. That's how you say
you
it.
Can't. Okay. To me, you can't be like I don't think he's not a top 15 quarterback right now, but he does have potential to be there.
I think the reason, well, for me too, it was the timing of him getting paid and then getting injured. Yeah. Now he sucks. That was kind of like, it was just a tough. Like if he had gotten paid and then been fine, like whatever, you overpaid a quarterback. That happens all the time. But he just sucked so bad because he got hurt.
Yeah,
it was like
it's been a slow return from.
Now he's to like where he was.
Your save.
So he's like a decent quarterback.
Yeah.
So it's fair, but it was like I think it was just that timing that was like
and I
got
think,
everybody to not hate him, but kind of hate him.
Yeah. And it's tricky because again it's hard because what he had, it was either his ACL or his Achilles, I think.
I don't remember.
He had some pretty major
surgery, but
and so it's hard for me to be like 2 games in, the Giants like bench him. I'm like, dude, the guy
Drew
is just
clock, baby.
Yeah, he's just getting back into the game. And again, to me, this is the Daniel Jones. Like in my head, I kind of remember more than the really crappy one because I look
just
at
a solid quarterback, nothing crazy.
If he can do what he can do, obviously, like right here. You will be fine, and they could be a playoff team. The team's good enough with Daniel Jones. Drew Lock is not an upgrade on Daniel Jones.
Neighbors is very good,
I
too.
agree.
He's
100%.
very talented. So that could be I don't think he did much this game, but
I don't think so.
I don't even know if he played, actually.
I'm not sure if he actually did. But
he was, top 10 pick?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Pretty
top
sure.
10 or somewhere there. But, like, my point still being, like, name someone else that you could go get right now that is better
there's
than Daniel
just
Jones.
No chance. There's nobody.
Like that, and that's my point is
you can't.
Drew Lock is not better. Even like Sam Howell for the Seahawks is not like even a backup. Like I'm thinking of a back. Like even honestly, in all honesty, and like if I say this, you're going, whoa. Gardner Minshew's not better than him.
Yeah,
and I love Gardner Minshew.
Well, we had the same conversation with Dak. I mean, it's like you can't unless you're going to trade somehow, which trades don't really happen in the NFL, like that caliber of trade.
Not massive trades.
So it's like, there's Russell Wilson kind of hanging out, but is he really better? That's the only quarterback, in my opinion, that's like movable.
Yeah. No, and I agree. And to me, like even Russell Wilson is.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I'm not
good,
taking Russell Wilson. I would so much rather take the risk of Daniel Jones being what is he, 26? He's not that old. He's only been in the league a little bit. He is 27, 6 years. He's been in the league for 6 years. Holy smokes!
Dang, 27. Yeah,
he's a solid quarterback. Is he going to win you a Super Bowl? Probably not.
Yeah, no.
But does he have that potential to be a top 10 quarterback? Absolutely. Did he come off a major injury and he's working his way back? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I get the hate, behind him because it's like they're also in like the biggest besides the Cowboys.
Well, dude, when you're a New York team,
that's what I mean.
It's just
like look at Aaron Rodgers. You're expected to be MVP Aaron Rodgers. He's 45 years old. Like what do you expect?
No chance.
So, I don't know. I think the Seahawks did not look good. The rushing game got destroyed against the Giants. We literally had, but if you get rid of Geno's 72 or something like that, 70 yards, the running backs were gone. They had like a total combined of like barely 30.
And I didn't watch all of it, but I know his plays were chunk plays. So he's not like he's getting 6-7 yards, Geno. Like those 70
Geno's
yards,
was like 15
that's
or
what I'm
20
saying.
yards.
Those are like
they were
big chunk plays. They're not like actually running. Mm-hmm. Which it's a run play, but it's different.
But they were a lot of them, and some of them too were like everyone kind of went deep in the.
That's what I mean.
And there was just
more
open
like
field,
open field to get there, not like we're gonna run for 6 yards here, 6 yards there, like a
run.
good run.
And Walker and Charbonnet again. 19 yards for Walker on 5 carries, Charbonnet two carries, 11 yards. Like that is embarrassing. Is the best word to do it.
It's just bad.
No one went over. Tyler Lockett was the highest receiver at 75. Walker had an okay receiving game, 7 receptions. But it's like DK was gone and Jigba was gone. Noah Fant was gone. Like the team, honestly, like I said, Giants just played better. Giants should have won that game by 30. In my 29-20 is a terrible representation of how good the Giants played, in my opinion. And the Seahawks, like we've kind of said, you're kind of at this gauntlet now. You've lost 2 in a row. You have the 49ers coming to town.
Which you never know what you're going to get with 49ers, especially with their injuries.
They're so banged up.
If they get players back, we will lose for sure. Yeah. But
and I don't know what that looks like.
Are honestly most likely going to lose anyways, but especially if they get players back, it's over.
But it is, and I agree with you, it is a weird situation because I feel like the Seahawks could beat the Chiefs by 30. Like that, this team could do that. They also could lose to the Giants by 40.
They just haven't put it together. I think it's just they're so young. Team. It's a new system.
Well, and again, like we've said,
working, but I don't know.
I mean, like you said, new system, new coach, new staff. Like you can't expect them to win the Super Bowl. That's not. I mean, my expectations going into this season, I think I had them finishing 3rd in the division. I think behind the Rams and the 49ers.
The division's winnable. That's the thing.
Right now, it definitely is.
It's still up for. I mean, yes, we are 3-2, but it's not out of sight.
I think you're still in first at 3-2. I believe we still are.
It probably tied.
And so
but I think the 49ers lost. So maybe.
I think it is.
Yeah.
And the 49ers coming to, I think I could be speaking on my butt, but I'm pretty sure the 49ers have won like the last 5 or 6 straight against the Seahawks.
Probably.
This obviously the 49ers,
That's
you said, healthy are insane.
But it's been tough because before 2018, we were still good, 2019 even. Yeah. But like ever since then, like the Geno era, we've been fine, but we haven't been good.
No, we've not been
We haven't been good since Russell Wilson left.
But so you have a short week for that game, which is a great because you can't have an excuse. They have a short week too. It's a short week for both teams. It's going to be a grinding out game. It's in Seattle. The weather is supposed to be warm, but I don't believe
it'll probably rain.
Downpouring this morning, whatever.
Dumped. Oh my gosh.
So I don't know. But so you have that game. Then you go to Atlanta. Atlanta's been playing well.
They're so interesting.
It's so fun.
Yeah, they're a good team, but they just are not consistent yet.
They are so stressful to watch, and I love it.
They will be good. They just haven't put it all together in one game yet.
I agree.
They've had flashes throughout every game, but just not one consistent good game.
I agree. And then
I do like the team a lot.
I think they could be. I mean, that division too. It should be. It's kind of a weird. It's weird.
It's so interesting.
Even as a wild card team, I'd be like, be scared of the Falcons.
Yeah.
Then the Bills come to town. That sucks. I mean, obviously,
you don't even know.
That's what I mean. That's what
what is going on?
The NFL season has been actually so fun because I don't know who's going to show up.
It was like I think you said this with the MLB. Like the talent distribution is so much more even than it has been in recent years.
Well, that's what again, you can go back to Daniel Jones and be like, is Josh Allen better than Daniel Jones? Yes, 110%. But is Daniel Jones?
But Daniel Jones could beat Josh Allen. But
if you look at the skill level from Josh Allen, being a top 5 quarterback in the league, wherever he is, to Daniel Jones being a bottom half quarterback, probably in the 15 to 20.
That's fair.
Gap is a lot closer than people think, in my opinion. And that's where you just said the skill gap is. I mean, these quarterbacks are, you're getting rookies like McDaniels.
Jay Daniels.
Who Daniels is coming in and he's gonna CJ Stroud. Like these guys are good.
Yeah, I think talking about Daniels, I really like how he's played too because he hasn't overexerted himself. Chill. That's why I was like, that's what rookies should do. If you're a first year starter, like there's no I watched Caleb Williams the first couple weeks, like he was just doing too much.
Better, but
he's done better. He has done better. But I meant like those first 2 weeks, I'm like, you're doing too much.
You're trying to win.
Your offense is not going to be successful if you push it too much. But where Daniels is like, no, I'm going to use the guys around me.
Yeah,
I'm going to excel where I know I can.
That goes with coaching too.
So, but yes, I really, really do like his play so far. I mean, yes, Caleb Williams is probably more talented,
100%.
But Daniels has played better because probably coaching, like you just said. But
so you have the Bills come to town, then the Rams come to town. Again, if the Rams are healthy by week 9, that's a bad game for us. Then you have a bye, so it's like much needed because you went through a gauntlet. Oh, welcome back to going to San Francisco.
Yeah, well.
That sucks. You go to San Francisco, then Arizona comes to town.
Honestly,
Arizona,
you never know.
Steals a game from us every year.
They could be good.
Every year. Yeah. And Kyler Murray, talk about a quarterback playing. He's playing as a top 5 quarterback right now. He's playing out of his mind.
Beat the 49ers, even though they're hurt. That's still a good win. So
then you go to the Jets, which I question mark.
I have no idea.
But in New York, that sucks. At a 10 a.m. game, sucks for the Seahawks. Yeah. That's a 7 a.m. kickoff in our head. Then you go down to Arizona. So you go from New York back home, back down. That just
West Coast football.
And then you go to Green Bay. Green Bay will probably be healthy by then. Then you go to Minnesota, Green Bay comes here.
Okay.
Then Minnesota comes here, which probably 2 losses. I mean, these are good teams.
Yeah.
And then you go to the Bears, which again, question
That's
mark.
a toss-up.
Question mark. And then you end the year at the Rams. It's a tough rest of your season.
It's not great.
I mean, you've definitely won
They
the
have
games
to
you're
turn it
supposed to.
on.
Yeah. The Giants definitely should have won. The Lions, again, whatever. Obviously, if the Dolphins were healthy and Tua was there, I think that's a loss as well.
Probably would have lost.
So, I mean, if you were to look at it and tell me that the Seahawks are going to be 3-2, I would say, hey, that's a win right now, honestly. Because I would have said that probably going in. Like,
well, because I would have
healthy.
switched. I would say we
Giants
lost. I would say we won the Giants and lost about Dolphins.
But these next 4 games, San Francisco here, Atlanta at Atlanta, Buffalo here, Rams here. And it sucks that you have the Rams last because, again, if you have Puka,
if they get healthy,
and Cooper Cup healthy, the Rams are way better. But like, and then you said the same thing. Like the division is up in the air. I mean, the Rams lost to Green Bay. Arizona beat San Francisco. I think Arizona's better
solid than people give them credit for. I think, but like, unfortunately,
you have 100%. You have the Rams at 1-4. Like who would have?
That's wild.
It's all injuries, but who would have bet? I mean, is Sean McVay on a chopping block? I don't know. Like he's a great coach. I don't think he is.
They lost Aaron Donald. That's huge for that defense.
That is very fair.
Not even skill wise, but
someone was laughing,
mentorship and missing the word right now.
Someone was laughing and saying that if they got close to the playoffs, would Donald
Aaron
just
Donald
come back?
in, yeah.
You know he's working out. That dude just he doesn't stop
he's
working
so
out.
freaking
He's
huge. He's like a bowling ball.
So
he's
right
terrifying.
now, so like the division again with the Arizona and San Francisco tying or beating each other, whatever.
Yeah.
The Seahawks are in first 3-2, Arizona, San Francisco 2-3, and then the Rams 1-4.
Yeah, see, that's crazy.
But to me, it's still like the Rams could win the division. I would not be shocked. This division, I mean, but it's all these divisions. Like, really, okay, you have Atlanta at 3-2, Tampa Bay 3-2, New Orleans 2-3. Yeah, Carolina sucks, whatever. The North, you have Minnesota who's flying, but then you have the Lions. I was about to say Lions, Tigers, and Bears.
So Lions, Packers,
and Bears, all at 3-2/3-1. So they're all there. The East is almost upside down with the Commanders, Cowboys, Eagles, Giants. Like this is just a weird year. Besides the Chiefs, I mean the Broncos are in second.
Okay, the Chiefs being 5, I hate that.
Yeah,
but that's a conversation for another time.
We don't need to
but
talk about
I'm
it.
just.
I agree with you.
Oh my!
And
one thing. Did you see Patrick Mahomes on his first down when he reached for it? There was no way he wasn't going to get that.
Of course not.
I was like,
when they reviewed
of course, when they were, I was like, you guys, I'm so over the Chiefs.
But it's just, the whole thing's, I mean, Jacksonville should not be 1-4. I'm not saying that they should be a Super Bowl team, but they're better than 1-4. Cincinnati's 1-4.
That's surprising.
Like, that's crazy. Like, the Bills are 3-2, the Jets are 2. I mean, it's just like.
There's a lot of room.
There is, like, there's not much. Like. Right now, one game could change a division. Like that's how close most of these divisions are.
Yeah,
like besides, really, the Washington and Kansas City have like a little bit of leeway. The Texans have a lot of leeway because that division is really bad. But
the Texans haven't even played that well. So
nope. So it's definitely going to be weird. Kind of going into it, I just think the Seahawks Thursday is a prove it game.
They need that win.
They need to. And it's not even like they need to win by a field goal. They need to grind out, like, to me, a 14-21 point win. Like, they need to win to get some confidence rolling. Because, again, to me, right now, Atlanta and Buffalo are definitely better than the 49ers. And that's just because the 49ers are hurt. If the 49ers are healthy, the 49ers are way better. So, I don't know. It's a weird spot for the Hawks to be in. There's a lot kind of going forward for them, but I don't know. I mean,
we'll see.
They should be fine. It should be.
They're not in a horrible spot.
No, they're. Like I said, if you told me they would, I would have predicted them being 3-2. It's just I wouldn't have predicted
the way it happened.
Like, well, I wouldn't have predicted the 49ers to be 2-3 or the Cardinals to be. Like, I would have pictured all these other teams to probably have more wins than.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Than losses, but yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a weird situation for them to be in. They looked bad the last half, like the second half of the Lions game, and then this game they looked bad against the Giants. So I don't know. It'll be interesting.
See.
Thanks for listening to the Kind of Athletic podcast. Please like and subscribe to all our social media platforms, and make sure to come back to hear more from the Kind of Athletic podcast.